now I can welcome Bryce to the stage. I'm really excited that throughout our Climate Week programming, we have the opportunity to bring farmers on stage to share their stories, something that's often missing from conversations on the climate crisis. So I'd like to welcome Bryce Lundberg, the Vice President of Agriculture at Lundberg Family Farms.
Wow, what a treat to be here. Well, I was going to start with a song. If you know it, please sing along. In the field, the organic rice field, the mallard eats tonight. In the field, the regenerative organic rice field, the mallard eats tonight. Oh fly, oh fly, oh fly, oh fly away. Oh fly, oh fly, oh fly, oh fly away. In the field, the regenerative organic rice field, the mallard eats tonight. Well, I grew up in a small Swedish community in Northern California called Richvale. Richvale is a town of 200. Richvale has one school, a church, a cafe, a co-op, and one industry, rice farming. Richvale didn't have a public swimming pool, and that was a real bummer because it was hot in Richvale in the summer. But there were 3 families that had pools: the Comptons, the Lindahls, and the Thengvalls. And if one of those families didn't accept your invitation to come over and swim in their pool, well, there was Mini Beach. Mini Beach was really an irrigation ditch that was about a 10-minute bike ride west of town. But the cool thing about Mini Beach is it had this blue indoor-outdoor carpet that sat on the ditch bank. Man, that was a luxury. Well, growing up in the 1960s was a special time for me. Our family, we would have dinners around the kitchen table every evening, and we would talk. We would have table talk, often about organic farming, and why farming organically was better for people, why it was better for wildlife, why it was better for the planet. Come to find out, other people in Richvale were having a similar conversation because at school I'd hear kids tease. We know why your rice is brown. You farm it in chicken poop. Or your rice is brown because it's dirty. Well, you know, at that time, there weren't any other organic rice farmers. In fact, most people in our community, they farmed for a massive co-op called Rice Growers Association. And when we started farming organically, Rice Growers Association kicked us out. They said, you can either farm conventional rice for us, or you can farm organic for yourself. You know, as a boy, I could feel the tension that my parents felt as they made the decision to just farm organically. And, you know, it was really fortunate for me that I got to go to food shows with my folks and to the one in Las Vegas and the one in Anaheim, the natural food merchandiser, and meet customers and hear customers say, thank you so much for farming organic brown rice. We love it. Customers like the Fowler brothers or Michael Funk from Mountain People's Warehouse or Paul Hawken from Air One. It was just really reassuring that it was the right thing to do, and organic farming became part of me at an early age. I started farming with my brother Eric in 1985 in a little farming partnership called B&E Lundberg. Isn't that great? B, Bryce, E, Eric. You know, that was really fancy. But we had one tractor and a few fields. Eric would drive the tractor all night. I would drive it in the day until the fields were ready to plant. That tractor was a Caterpillar D8 14A. It didn't have a cab. It didn't have a steering wheel. It did have a seat. It had frictions, brakes. It had a throttle and a clutch. And, you know, it got the job done. For me, the biggest challenge in farming organic rice is managing weeds, as it is, I think, for all organic rice farmers. At our farm, we manage weeds with water. We have deep water for controlling grasses, and we dry up the fields for managing the aquatics. My first year of organic farming, I was a bit naive. I thought, hey, let's just put the seed on the ground. We'll put quite a bit of water in the fields and it'll work. And son of a gun, if the fields just didn't green up. Unfortunately, most of the plants coming through the water were weeds. It was watergrass. That year, we had a little bit of rice, but we had a lot of grass. And I was convinced, determined that I could do it. The next year, I kept the water deep, really deep. One day, my dad came out, and I think it was on Field 101. Anyway, he said, hey, Bryce, your rice is really sick. You got to get the water down, and you got to get the water down fast. Well, that year, I didn't have very many weeds, but I didn't have very much rice either. So we needed to figure it out. And here's the secret. It's the fourth leaf. It's the fourth leaf. It's the fourth leaf. You got to keep the water deep enough, but let the fourth leaf of the rice come out, and you got to keep it deep enough that you keep the fourth leaf of the grass underwater. That's it. It's about 21 days after planting the seed, and the rice will stay underwater for about 48 hours longer than the grass. And you've got to be out in the field. You got to be out in there, every day, watching the grass and the rice and managing the water. And while you're out there, we might as well admire all the animals that make our fields their home. In the water, there's fish, there's crawdads, there's snakes, there's lots of ducks, and there's lots of shorebirds. And I love the dragonflies that they monitor and fly over the rice all summer long. After 40 years of farming, I am convinced that regenerative organic farming is better for the soil, it's better for people, it's better for the environment, it's better for our planet. Well, today, one of my main jobs is to have the past connect with the future, and I think you saw that today. I'm so proud that my son Anders and my daughter Brita are fourth generation organic farmers, and Brita's here tonight. About 10 years ago, Brita was working at Simon & Schuster here in Rockefeller Center. It seemed like so far away, and it missed her host so much, but wanted her to follow her dream, and her dream involved publishing and storytelling, and that it meant New York City. Today, she is our chief storyteller at Lundberg Family Farms, and I'm so thankful. We spend countless hours out in the fields, checking the rice, checking the grass, and admiring all the multi-species megaplex of life that calls our fields their home. Some of the best parts of our days. Well, today my job is almost done. The past and the present have met the future. We still farm in a little town called Richvale. We farm regenerative organic rice. We still have customers that come up and see us and say, thank you so much for farming organic brown rice. We love it. And we're still convinced that farming regenerative organic is better for the soil, it's better for people, it's better for the wildlife, it's better for our planet. And by the way, Rice Growers Association went bankrupt, and we have our own pool.